there are things that they're trying to accept in our world that, a couple of years ago we would have never entertained, whether it's hormone blockers or, gender modification. It goes all the way to surgery. I mean, the stuff they're arguing for in kids is insane. But then you take the stuff that's in the school libraries that kids have access to. It's absolutely insane. And there's a funny clip out there. I want y'all's reaction to it. This is Senator Kennedy, who just has, in my opinion, the funniest way with words. He's going to read one of these books. Play that clip, please.
Let's take two books that have been much discussed. The first one is called All Boys Aren't Blue. And I will quote from it. I put some lube on and got him on his knees.
Oh my God.
And I began to slide into him from behind. I pulled out of him and kissed him while he
Oh my God.
He asked me to turn over while he slipped a condom on himself. This was my and I was struggling to imagine someone inside me. He got on top and slowly inserted himself into me. It was the worst pain I think I have ever felt in my life. Eventually, I felt a mix of pleasure with the pain. Close quote. All boys aren't blue. The second is another much discussed.
All right, let it go.
Oh,
Kill it. So it's more of that.
That's insane.
That is a book available to kids. And here's the thing, I'll tell you guys this. So like in the state of Texas, I've had people who say, well, you can't get that at my school's library. I was like, there is a Texas recommended reading list that is recommended by the school libraries. If you go online, all those titles are there.
Yeah, everything is online.
Yeah, it's all there.
School.
And it's actually part of the Texas education curriculum recommended school reading program for the library.
We just fought a couple of years ago to get a book removed from a particular school district here where it showed children how to masturbate while they're driving. Wow. While they're driving. That was one of the schools.
That doesn't seem safe at all.
It's just not safe.
Well, also what just disgusts me, and on a very serious note, is, a lot of children do face terrible things at home where they're being molested or raped.
Right.
And it's trying to make that okay.
Normalize
and kids, to normalize pedophilia, and for kids to be like, oh, okay, well, this person was touching me this way. It's like, no, you shouldn't be learning about that in school. Mm-hmm. I mean, I went to religious schools growing up. I don't even think we ever had any classes when I was in school talking about anything, maybe just basic biology and anatomy and stuff, but it's just disgusting, and it's trying to okay grooming, and we need to continue to stand up. And, we do see people even in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. So, as much as I like to hate on Hollywood, there are groups of people, I guess maybe in Glendale, but in the suburbs of Hollywood, that are standing up, because in California, if parents don't agree with the identity their child chooses, now, they can, CPS can just come and confiscate your children.
They're making that a law. I mean, they're trying to pass that bill now.
So it's like, oh, sorry, Judy doesn't want to be a girl anymore. Oh, okay, well, we're going to take your kid. And then we all know what happens in CPS. So
yeah, exactly. Now
that's a lot of child grooming in there too. And I don't know if we want to get into all of that today, but there's a lot of horrible things that happen with all of these people.
And that's why I wanted to bring this up, because both of you, thankfully, you both foundationally are fully secure in your womanhood. Yeah. Right? And the fact that there are people out there who are being fed confusion. Mm-hmm. I call it transgenderism is what it is where you're, and out in Hollywood, you have a lot of these people. It's amazing how these so-called rich and famous celebrities, they all have a kid these days that are dealing with some kind of gender issues.
Like Megan Fox with 3.
Yeah. I mean, my girlfriend and I, we were talking about, well, I'll just say don't want to bring it up, start naming names here, but some folks in Nashville that we know, and they're very well known, And it's like, you go to their Instagram and there's their kids. Their kids are struggling with it. And I'm like, what is going on with everybody?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Wait. I thought you were talking about someone else. I didn't know it was the gender, but just even showcasing small children all the time. There's some celebrities in Nashville.
Yeah.
And you probably know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Why is she posting pictures of her little girl in a bikini all the time on Instagram when the
makes
girl's
no
like 4
sense.
years old and like parading her when she has millions of followers?
Yep.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. And I try to explain as a father of 3 daughters, and then also, I say to my girlfriend all the time, I'm like, if you understood the way the mind of a man works, you had a guy follow you to the car the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, neither of you are immune from that world. You've seen how guys can be stupid and men are stupid, but if you knew how I was looking at Tommy Lauren. She had a reel the other day. They were up in Syracuse, and her and her husband. He's a minor league baseball coach, played professional ball, and he's up there in Syracuse. They're finishing out their baseball season up there, and she was kind of saying, goodbye to the town and whatever. And she's wearing this low cut deal, and he walks over in the clip and he puts his hand over her cleavage like this, right? And so CJ saw that, and I said, see, he's a ball player. And of all people, he knows how men think. And it's like, it's not good what goes on in the mind of a man. And the fact that you're going to put a kid out there, like you're mentioning, I mean, it's stupid. And so that's why people say, oh, it's so crass that Senator Kennedy did what he did and reading that out. No, you have to do that.
Yeah. Sorry, we can't have these rose-colored glasses on all the time.
You gotta
like,
expose
people
it.
need to start standing up and showcasing what's really going on.
Yeah, it's cringeworthy. I mean, it's insane what's being
It's
put up
interesting
with.
to watch people getting arrested at these school board meetings who are just reading books from the actual school.
Yeah.
And then they get arrested for reading it.
Yeah.
And the irony of that is just blinding.
Turning their mics off and escorting them out. And and that's again.
I mean, that's what the media is all about. They want to show us certain little things, and then all the truth. I mean, they just keep hiding.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so with stuff like that, I'm like, it's out there, and anybody that pushes back and says no, it's not available. Yes, it is. It's available. We got. I mean, I don't have it in here anymore, but we've got books. Go in my dressing room. If somebody didn't know me or what I talk about on this show, sometimes you went in my dressing room and some of the books that are in there, they'd be like, what's Chad into? This is for ages 10 and up. What's he reading? It's some strong stuff with illustrations. And they need to hear that. The other day I was on Sarah Gonzalez's show, and I don't know if you saw this, but the mayor out in California, can't remember which city, but he was kids were there. It was for ages 15 and up. They were doing this drag thing. Burbank, and the mayor of Burbank, and one of the drag queens was spanking him. He was bent over the table. They were spanking him. I started describing to Sarah what would happen if I walked up and started spanking you, made you bend over the table, all this kind of stuff. I said, when we say it, it sounds really, really creepy. But here they are acting it out.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
How is that okay? How can that person have some form of office and
any authority
and any authority, like to be a teacher, to be a cop, to anything, like, and you're being publicly spanked by an adult?
Yeah.
What?
A man in drag.